Hello, welcome to Guidance Education channel. We are continuing chapter 1, class 12 physics, electric charges and fields. Let us see the topic discussed in this video. The topic discussed is vector form of Coulomb's law, the derivation of vector form. I have already posted a video on mathematical representation or expression of Coulomb's law. If you have not watched it, click the I button in order to watch that. Okay. This is also an important topic, so watch the video completely without skipping. Like the video, share the video, and also leave your comments in the comment box below. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, do subscribe it now and also press the bell button so that you get intimated as soon as videos are posted. Thank you very much. We will see Coulomb's law in vector form, derivation. We have already seen the mathematical representation of Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law gives an expression for calculating the force between electric charges kept at a distance in free space, that is vacuum. The charges are static, that is they are not moving. So the force between the charges is called electrostatic force, represented as Fe. Force is a vector quantity, that is it has magnitude and direction. The mathematical representation of electrostatic force, represented as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square, gives only the magnitude, it does not give the direction. Using this expression, we cannot explain why unlike charges attract and like charges repel. For that, we have to know the direction in which the force is acting. That is the vector form of the expression. A simple diagrammatic representation of two charges kept in space will help you understand this better. Let this be the point charge Q1 and this one Q2 resting in space at a distance from each other. To know the relative distance between them, that is the relative position vector, we first represent the y-axis and the x-axis. We are not marking the z-axis, we need only these two. This is the origin marked as O. This is the position vector of Q2 from origin, marked as R2. This is the position vector for Q1, marked as R1. The position vector from Q1 to Q2 we can mark as R12. Let the location of Q1 be equal to A and that of Q2 equal to B. OA is the position vector R1, that of Q1. OB is the position vector of Q2, marked as R2. The distance of Q2 from Q1 is AB, marked as position vector R12. That is, it is measured from A to B. Vector R12 is equal to vector R2 minus R1. Similarly, vector R21, that is the distance from B to A, will be equal to vector R1 minus vector R2. Magnitude of the vector R12 is simply written as R12. If you put a line over R1, R2, then it becomes magnitude and direction. Similarly, the magnitude of R21 is represented simply as R21 without the line above it. When magnitude alone is shown, we have to show the direction separately. The fundamentals of representation of vectors you have learned in 11th standard. So, for convenience, if we take the magnitude as R, then the direction of R is written as R cap, which is a unit vector. So, if we consider the mathematical representation of Coulomb's law, R square in the denominator represents the square of the magnitude of the distance between the two charges. If we want to convert that into vector format, then this whole representation should be multiplied by R cap, which is the unit vector showing the direction of R. For vector r12, the unit vector is r12 cap. For the vector r21, the unit vector is r21 cap. We know r12 cap is equal to negative r21 cap because the direction of measurement is opposite. Let it be. We define r12 cap as equal to vector r12 divided by magnitude r12. Consider the force on Q2 due to Q1. It can be represented as F21, that is force on 2 due to 1, is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 square. When we represent that in vector form, the whole equation has to be multiplied by R12 cap, that is the direction of the force. From the diagram we can understand that R12 cap is from A to B, that is away from Q1. Substituting for R12 cap, the expression becomes vector F21 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 square into vector R12 divided by magnitude R12. R12 square in the denominator and R12 in the denominator together becomes R12 raised to 3. That is the magnitude of the distance between the two raised to 3. So F12 vector becomes equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 raised to 3 into R12 vector. This only represents direction. We know it is along AB, that is away from Q1. Compare the vector form of the equation with the mathematical expression. We can note that F21 is represented as vector and in the denominator instead of R12 square there is R12 raised to 3 multiplied by direction. For derivation you have to write up to this. Okay. This equation holds good for any type of Q. Let us consider the following cases. First one, Q1 Q2 is greater than 0. That is, they are of same charge. Either both of them are positive or both of them are negative. We will discuss this with the help of a separate diagram. Force between like charges Q1 Q2 is equal to greater than 0. These are the two charges. Marked Q1 and Q2, both are positive charges. This is the distance between them. F21 is the force experienced by Q2 due to Q1. The vector form of the force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 raised to 3 into vector R12. For convenience, let us mark the position of Q1 and Q2 as A and B respectively. Vector R12 gives only the direction. It is from A to B. This white dotted line represents the direction of F21. That is the force experienced by Q2. Now let us see force experienced by 1 due to 2, that is F12, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R21 raised to 3 into vector R21. You know vector R21 is from B to A. So we can represent it in this way. This is the direction of the force experienced by Q1. You can note from the diagram that F21 is opposite to F12. As per the diagram, Q1 is equal to Q2. I have shown the size as same. So the forces will be equal but opposite in direction. So the forces get cancelled and the charges will remain in its original position. If they are of different size, the larger charge will push the smaller charge away from it. Anyway, the force between two like charges is repulsion. This is for Q1 Q2 greater than 0. Now let us see the force between unlike charges, that is Q1, Q2 is less than 0. These are the two charges Q1 and Q2. Let Q1 be positive and Q2 negative. Let this be the distance between them. The location of the charge Q1 is A and that of Q2 is B. F21, that is a force experienced by 2 due to 1, is again equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 raised to 3 into negative vector R12, because here Q2 we have taken as negative. I hope you notice the difference from the previous case. We already know, it is also clear from the diagram, that direction negative R12 is equal to R21, which is nothing but from B to A. It can be represented like this. This is the direction of F21. Now F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R21 raised to 3 into negative vector R21, because one of the charges is negative. The direction negative vector R21 is nothing but positive vector R12, which is from A to B. Note its direction represented in the diagram. This is the direction of F12 and F21 face each other. It is attraction. For like charges, it is repulsion. So, this equation explains both the cases, that is for like charges as well as for unlike charges. Now, we will see the significance or importance or the features of Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law explains the binding of electrons to the nucleus in atoms. It also explains van der Waals force among atoms, which binds atoms in a molecule. Agrees with Newton's third law of motion, which states for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. F21 is opposite to F12. This is similar to gravitational force. The expression for gravitational force Fg is equal to universal gravitational constant G into m1 m2 by r square. This is a mathematical expression, similar to mathematical expression for electrostatic force. Both are universal in nature. It has one limitation. It cannot explain the stability of nucleus, that is inside the nucleus, like charges, all positive charges, that is the protons, are held together. According to Coulomb's law, they should repel, but in reality it does not. This cannot be explained by Coulomb's law. It was later on explained by strong nuclear force. I hope this video was of great use to you. This is a very hard portion. Please practice it thoroughly well. Okay, we will meet in the next video with the next important topic. Thank you.